Guys, welcome back to the Ilovesesh podcast. We've got DJ Majesty in the building. This is a very, very big one. What you saying, Madge?
What you saying, mate? You alright?
Yeah, mate. How you doing?
I'm all good, man. Can't complain.
Mate, I've been wanting you down there for about a couple of months, mate. What happened, man?
I know. It gets like that. Obviously, we made some arrangements before, and then you know how it goes. But obviously, we're here now, innit? So
yeah. No, because I was even thinking, I was pumped up for that first one. You know, I was thinking, all right, cool. You get me? But obviously, stuff happens. But look, you're here now, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries,
you know what I mean?
man.
So,
it's all good.
I thank you for coming down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but,
it's not a problem.
Let's get straight into it, man. Your work rate. You see, like for the couple years, I've been listening to you. Everything's just a 10. Like for what you're doing for the scene, it's just be realistic. If everyone watches this and they say nah, then they're lying because your work rate is just you've been doing a lot for the scene at the moment. Not at the moment, just the last. How long have you been doing it long for? And it's the truth.
I just try to my main thing is just staying humble, innit? If you stay humble, you always stay ambitious. I think if you believe the hype of it, like, okay, I'm this guy or I'm that guy, then that's the beginning of the end. So all the people that I've seen before me, like, I always just think, all the people that I feel like, okay, they just keep it humble and they don't think like, okay, they're better than the next person or that person's beneath them or they're above someone or whatever. Yeah. They just keep it cool. And most people that know me, like a lot of people who don't know me might think, oh, he's arrogant or he's da-da-da-da. I just keep myself to myself. I keep everything kind of personal. And if you actually know me, I just always show love to just random people. Like, because they expect, like a lot of people when they go out and they meet DJs, they expect them to have some sort of ego or be arrogant or not want to speak to them or whatever. But I just make extra time, like obviously take a few pictures or whatever, bring people backstage, and you just keep it easy. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I just keep it cool.
Yeah, I think like I said, what you've done for the scene, no one could discredit that. You know what I mean? I've had so much fun in all the audio hosts I've been to. I've had fun, mate. Like literally legendary raves for me anyway. You know what I'm trying to say? I grew up listening to you guys, you and so forth and so forth. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, to me, this is big to me. Like how I had Shen, that was big to me. How I had certain DJs is big to me. So this is really like a massive one for me. You know what I mean? But I think like you're a pioneer. Oh, would you consider yourself a pioneer? Or is it too early? Are you a living legend?
Like obviously in myself, like obviously there's been periods where I know in myself, okay, like I've transitioned the music. Obviously the DJs and stuff, they might not want to give that credit and say, okay, this is the music that Madge pioneered. But there's been times where I've been pushing the music that's kind of no one's playing, and I've heard the feedback of people saying, oh, Madge is playing some, what music's he playing, da-da-da-da-da. And those same DJs, that's what they're playing now. So obviously, they're always gonna then be a step behind because they're always gonna be, you know, like some of the stuff that they're playing now, I probably was playing that 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. So if you go back, and let's say, for instance, I've got mixed CDs that are like 7, 8 years ago. And if I put them on now, they could still fit in to what's being played now. So it just shows how much in regards to the music, like how I kind of, like I call them technicians. You got technicians, you got artists, you know, then you got the hunters, blah, blah, blah. So you got different kind of DJs in it. Do you know what I mean? So it just depends where you fit in. So there's only a few technicians that I say, okay, this person's technical, or, you know, this person really understands the music and the art form. So to fit into that category, that's where I'd kind of place myself, where I understand it. Like as a DJ, a lot of people, they all kind of just, how can I put it? Like you've got DJs, then you've got DJs that DJ for the crowd, and you've got people that kind of fit into all of those. So I think you've got some DJs where you might listen to other DJs in the beginning, like ravers or whatever. They might listen to other DJs, and then once they're into the music, then they come and find me, and they're like, okay, this is the
big man,
real stuff.
So, do you consider yourself a gatekeeper?
Not
Don't
really.
say no.
Not really.
Yeah,
but put it this way, yeah. Some people may say, yeah, I could open doors for certain people.
You can't say no.
All right. There's the way how I think the problem that a lot of DJs have is they come to me and say, I want to play at your rave. One, most of the time, a lot of them have never been to the rave. So I think to myself, why do you want to play there? You don't know if your music fits in or whatever. Or two, they give me a mix to listen to of tunes that they think I want to hear. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear tunes that I've never heard before that I think, and the set's banging. Like Ellie Cox. I brought Ellie Cox in. So she just came up to me and audio horn and said, I like the rave. Is it possible for me to play at the next one? I said, call me on a sober day.
Yeah.
Yeah, she called me. I think it was her or brother called me. And I just said, okay, the next siesta, you can come and play. And then when she came, I think she had a guest list, or she sold maybe like 20, 30 tickets. Okay. And I thought, okay,
at least you've got
a support network. Yeah, you've got a little following, even though you're unknown. And she came, she done her thing, and she's doing her thing now. Okay. So maybe, yeah, but obviously, as I said, I try to keep things humble in it. So I don't see it as gatekeeping per se.
I think anything your name's attached to, especially if you've got an event or whatever and your name's attached to it, I feel like if you brought me in, I feel like I'm automatically in the scene. That's what I believe, personally. If I was like, yeah, cool, Majesty's got a rave, then I Love House is in, I've got 12 to 1, then I'm sweet. Do you know what I mean? 12 to 1, then after that, I'm in the scene.
Well, yeah, at audio, there's kind of no early sets. You could play as the doors open. By 20 minutes, 25 minutes into your set, I'd say you're playing to maybe 300-400 people. So there is no... Like a lot of people shun the early sets and think, that's early.
So what's even is it a bad thing to get early set?
Obviously it just depends on the ego of who, like in yourself, do you feel like, okay, is playing early bad? Like there's an art to playing early. It's not just like you could just turn up, play early, and like a warm-up DJ can mess up the whole night.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Like warm-up DJ is very important to getting people to bubble, buy drinks. Like, yeah, we're ready to have that, enjoy our night, blah, blah, blah. But some people might feel like it's just like a bouncer almost. Like if you have a bad experience when you're coming into the event with a bouncer, it might mess up your whole vibe. Like, I want to go home or whatever. And I kind of see warm-up DJs as the same.
Okay, and this is what I'm trying to say.
There's an art form to it.
So a lot of DJs act like, well, from who I've spoken to, act like being a warm-up DJ is an issue. Like to say, if it starts at 11, they get 11 to 12 slot. It's like, okay, they don't put respect on my name. Do you think that's is that the truth to an extent though?
I kind of hear, obviously it's going to be based on, there is a hierarchy of where the DJs are placed. Like obviously, if as a paying customer, if you're coming to see a headliner, you're not going to want to turn up at 11. You want to be like in the midst of your raving experience. Yeah. So I would say the peak sets are from 1 till 4.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's the peak time of the rave, but I still don't think it's a par if someone puts you on. Because let's say, for instance, okay, if I was to, let's say, for instance, I was playing, I don't know, let's say Music On, for instance, and I'm playing early, and I'm playing just before Marco Corolla, let's say, for instance.
Yeah.
How is that a par?
Yeah, that's not a par.
Because after that, everyone who's seen you on that floor, when you go to another rave that might be not as top tier as that, then they didn't then give you that hierarchy of, okay, on this event, I'm going to be playing blah, blah, blah. So it kind of filters down and it works. It works in another way. Do you know what I mean? So you got to kind of see it as block building
Okay.
in a sense.
That's what I'm saying. And a lot of people's not advanced like you, so they're not even looking at it like that. They're just thinking, okay, cool, you've parred me, you've given me a 12 to 1 set, and I'm a boy. But you know what I'm trying to say though, you understand what they're saying. But obviously if you're experienced and mature and you're thinking about it, it makes sense what you're saying. You know what I mean? So it's
I don't know, because I wouldn't give anyone a set that I wouldn't do myself. Like I'd say my most exposure in regards to my biggest moves came from playing 11 to 12:30. So I played 11 to 12:30 in Sankey's and Ibiza. Sonny Fodder was there, Tough Love was there, and Defected A&R was there. And straight after that set, Sonny come up to me and was like, okay, well, you need to be with us. And from there, that's when I had the foot in the door of Defected, and they started managing me for about 6 months.
Okay, yeah.
So, and that was from 11 till 12:30.
Oh, so you start somewhere, innit?
So that 11, sometimes it could be just one person. Like if that one person is the right person, that's it.
Okay.
So people shouldn't look at 11 to 12 or 10 to 11 or whatever is a par or whatever, because it just depends on who's listening.
Okay, so is All Your Whores yours then? Is that your movement?
It's mine and my partner Stevens.
Okay, Stephen C, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
how long you been running that for then?
Today, this year, 29th of April makes 10 years.
Okay, 10 years strong.
Yeah. So.
Okay, is that the only one what you dealing with at the minute?
We got Siesta.
Oh, Siesta
we
as well?
got Bass Tone.
I didn't know that.
Eskimo Dance. Well, Eskimo Dance is more his. We've got Throwback. Got Proximity. A few others.
Yeah, Proximity, is that just the new one now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Is that Scala, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to be touching that spot.
Yeah,
Scala's not easy,
through,
but I'm going to come through.
I know. But it's doing really well. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
so
listen.
It's almost a quarter way sold out.
Oh,
so.
Yeah. All your whores gone now, innit?
All your whores sold out, the two of them. So we've got August coming up. August is coming up, and then we've got Siesta end of July as well.
You ain't put dates for that already, have you? I swear you ain't seen
we're going to start pushing that from Monday.
Oh, okay, so you've got the dates and everything for that as well.
Yeah, everything's in the pipeline, so we're just trying to... well, obviously, Stephen's a bit more optimistic than me. I still feel like we might go into another lockdown, but...
Nah, they can't. They can, but...
Well, you think we're just going to be left to the wolves now? Like, whoever gets it now gets it.
I feel like... These people are so dodgy, yeah. Because I've been seeing stuff where they're saying like, no one ain't caught it today. That's how it starts. They start putting in people's head, nobody ain't caught it today.
I did say that to him as well. It depends on the narrative. Like we're gonna know if we're going to another lockdown or not. If they start saying, no deaths, then there's gonna be no lockdown. But if they start saying, it's creeping back up, blah blah blah,
no deaths.
Then we'll know. Okay, well then another lockdown's coming. But I reckon October, November, there'll be another one.
Do you reckon? So do you reckon we can't fly it till next year?
I reckon we'll be able to fly out during this summer period.
Oh, do you reckon?
I think we'll have a decent summer.
Rapid corona test, literally there when we get here. Rapid corona test.
Yeah, because a friend of mine, he said he went to Ghana. He went last week, and he said it cost him an extra $600, but that's because he took his son. So I think it cost him a test when he was leaving, test there, and then a test back, and I think that's an extra $300.
I'll pay that.
Yeah.
To go be for all day.
Yeah.
Marbella all day.
As long as you don't have to do the quarantine thing. I don't know.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's where I feel like, even if you have to quarantine, I think they should let you go home and do it. Cool. You know what I mean? If
obviously,
anything,
that could be another way of them sort of giving money to the hospitality, like to hotels, blah, 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 by saying, well, you've got to stay there at that particular hotel. So, God knows.
Yeah. Because I've been seeing everyone's just doing abroad. Everyone's just putting stuff out. Do you reckon festivals are going to go on?
I think
that's the one.
I think they will. I just think everything that's advertised, I think will happen. I think we'll just have a summer. I think this period now that we're in now, where they're just starting to open things back up, obviously that will give an indication of how things go. If we still start saying things like where they say, no deaths and blah, 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 then yeah, we'll definitely be fine. But as soon as that starts to implement that's happening, then I think it'll be...
Okay. I just wanted to ask you about Ibiza. There's been a couple audio holes in Ibiza.
We've done, wow, At least 6.
At least 6, and I've missed the whole 6.
Yeah, at least 6 out there.
How have I missed the whole
It
6?
could be more than that.
What? The beginning, the end, or mid?
Yeah. So we've done. Usually we do like an opening party.
Okay.
June kind of times, June, July, and then we'll do one in the closing parties.
Yeah, I don't know how.
So yeah, it's
that.
about 6, 7 at least.
Oh, okay, because even so what? The Warriors was your first one.
The Warriors was my first time playing. When my first time playing Ibiza. That was my first time playing, obviously with Steve Lawler and that. So that's when I kind of left Defected and was working with Steve Lawler. So he was managing me then. So then that's how I was like at Warriors, and it was like, yeah, that was sick.
Was that yearly though, or was that just
That was my first time. But yeah, Warriors used to be every Sunday. Anyone who's been at Ibiza would know Warriors every Sunday used to be just
I'm a baby, man.
It was mad.
I'm late to Ibiza though. I think
Ibiza's,
the last 5 years. Late.
Ibiza's a different kind of experience as a DJ, as a promoter. Like if you're just going and DJing, it's lovely. If you're playing at the right spots, as a promoter, it's not easy. It's very, very difficult. But they've got every avenue and every day at every possible time covered.
Yeah.
And it's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
Yeah. So just living normal out there is expensive.
Yeah.
So for all the people that ain't been, like, if you were just to go on a normal, like, let me give them an insight. If you're just going on a normal day, and let's say, for instance, you're going for 4 days, and people think, okay, £500. No, £500 is not enough.
It's not enough.
Because you're just going to spend €50 on your entry to the club. So let's say you go to the beach in the daytime, and you take a taxi. A taxi there and back is €30 each way, so that's €60. You've already got 110 with the 50 for the entry, plus food.
It's mad already.
If you have food in the day and in the night time, that's another €20, let's say. Where we at?
I usually got like 2 bags.
And then drinks. So you're looking at 160 minimum per day.
Yeah.
And that's just living normal.
Yeah.
That's not like being lavish. That's not including no drinks. Like if you like one drink in a club, even water's like €15.
But water's a joke. I don't even drink water anyway.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but that's do you get what I'm saying? So you're looking at €200 minimum
a
day, and that's just being normal.
Yeah,
it's not like trying to be extravagant. Do you know what I mean? So you got to pace yourself, and you got to know what you're doing. Obviously, only thing I really pay for out there is food and taxis. Obviously, entrance and drinks and stuff is kind of free for me. So I'm kind of lucky in that sense. But taking taxis to loads of different spots, it still can be mad pricey.
Yeah, so Sankey's the only place you played in Ibiza though? Have you played in any other places?
Eden.
Oh, you played in Eden?
Yeah, I played Eden. I've played Bora Beach. That's it.
Yeah, Defector's usually in Eden, isn't it? No?
Yeah, Defector's in Eden. Last year it was.
Yeah.
But before that it
one.
was in
last one was
what's the name of that club? MK used to be there I think he used to be there on a Monday or Tuesday. It was a little club. You had to go in some little, like when you go there, it's kind of proper sick. You had to go around, you used to cross some road, go around the back.
And just...
Yeah, like when we went there, we saw Paris Hilton coming out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It was in Paris, you know.
Yeah, so that's how mad it was.
Yeah.
So, but I can't remember the name of that club. It's bothering me. But yeah, there was some sick low-key spot that they used to be in before that. And then obviously, I think there was in, was they in Space? No, they had Glitterbox in the new Space.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, have you played any other places abroad?
I've played Russia.
You played Russia? How was that?
Yeah, Russia was real. It was mad at the airport. It was a different kind of experience.
Okay.
Just that immigration for like.
Oh, it's on it.
Like literally, like you come to the immigration bit and they're just flicking through my passport, like for 45 minutes. And people are behind me.
Oh, what, they just flick if you...
What are they looking for? I don't know.
Busy.
And that was there and back, so it was just weird. But the actual raving experience, like being picked up, they had your translator there.
That's
just
different,
like
man.
They had, like, if you wanted food, they'd go and cook it in the club for you. They just treated you different. In, they had some big montage thing of me, like it was about 10 foot Tool.
Which of you?
Yeah, and I was like, rah.
I'd have tried to get that back here somehow, mate.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Mate.
So yeah, the experience was pretty mad. Played Croatia, played Miami.
Oh, you played Miami?
Yeah,
How was that?
that was just like a little beach party thing. That was cool.
That's big, mate. That's big. He's really played in Miami. You think about it. That's a big one there as well.
Where else have I played? Played Holland a couple of times.
Yeah.
Obviously Greece.
Oh, you played? Yeah.
Yeah. Where else? I've played so many different. To be fair, I've been pretty lucky with my musical career and how all the places it's kind of taken me. So yeah, I can't complain at all in that sense. Yeah, it's easier to kind of think of the places I haven't been than the ones that I have.
But you must be doing something good though. That's what I'm trying to say. They're not just gonna say, "Oh yeah, come and play for us," if they're not seeing something that.
With the house thing, it's more about the production. The production knocks down the doors to where you can't. Just DJing, I don't think. If I was just a DJ, I don't know if that would necessarily be enough to get you to the next step. Not in the house scene anyway, because the music is always going to knock down doors that you yourself can't get to, because all it's going to be is another DJ who's found your tune. They're going to plug it. They might be a promoter, and then they'll be like, this guy, yeah, da-da-da-da-da. Same way like how I find DJs. I'm always looking for new music. I'll be like, okay, this guy makes good tunes, da-da-da-da-da. Look into them, see what they're about, listen to their sets.
Yeah.
And then you think, okay, I'll book them.
Okay.
So it's probably works in the same way for me. The bigger the label that you release on, the bigger the accolades.
So I want to ask you, how do you prep yourself the night before if you got like a event, do you prep yourself or you just go in there?
I've never, I think I've rehearsed one set ever.
So you don't rehearse nothing?
No, never. I never know what I'm going to play. I just...
seriously?
No, never. I just rock up, see what's going on, and I just play. Like, there's no rehearsals.
Okay, I thought it was
even with mix CDs, I always usually just one take.
Oh, you're a one taker. That's what I'm saying. So levels. You're a one taker, isn't it? So you just everything one take. You don't even.
Yeah, normally, like if there is a mistake, it's very rare. And if there's a mistake, more time, I'll just let it run.
Okay. So how long have you been DJing for then?
Since 2003.
What's that?
About 20. It's 18 years.
18 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time. I used to do grind before though, innit?
Yeah.
What was it, Pac-Man? What do you do?
Yeah.
So how did you change your name?
I used to do a lot of stuff that was frowned upon. Yeah. Especially in these areas that we're in now.
Don't worry about it. Things will change, bro. Things will change.
No. It's cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, I used to get busy back in the day. So
that's how it goes, mate.
I just thought if I want to have a clean start, no headache, no one blocking me saying, you know what, you done,
Change it up.
Just start fresh and just go about my way. Don't make them same mistakes.
And just keep it flowing. That's the same thing I've done as well. I literally just changed up the name. I changed up the whole narrative.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do that.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and it took me a long time to do that, you know, because before I couldn't really sit down with anyone and talk to anybody, you know what I mean? Like, my guy say he knows, you know what I mean? Like, trust me, bro, like, I've changed the whole, and it's good though, because I'm meeting a lot of good people, you know, and I feel like I'm starting again, because you don't know me, no one knows me, I'm starting again, you know what I mean? So I feel
but that isn't always about, I think sometimes when you have a new start, I feel sometimes it's easier, because sometimes people want a fresh face rather than the same old. So that's why it's hard. I think sometimes it's harder for an old DJ to reinvent themselves than a new DJ just to come,
which makes sense,
to come straight through. Do you get what I mean? Because then they've got a new buzz, they've got a new hype. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So with someone who's been around doing it for a while, it's sometimes can be more like, okay, how am I gonna stick around? How am I gonna, keep it fresh? So yeah, I've kind of been lucky in that sense where probably with me, it's probably the music. I always keep the music kind of fresh, pioneering the music, obviously with the events. I just say to DJs, just do as much as you can. The more you do, something like everyone's journey is different. Why Shen might have made it, why AR might have made it, why Hitty might have made it. That everyone might be different for why they've made it. The ingredients. There'll be some core stuff that's kind of similar, but everyone's reason or their journey is going to be different for why people gravitate to that person.
Yeah, that's true though. So who inspired you to DJ though?
I wouldn't say anyone inspired me because it was more just a situation that I was in. The situation that I was in, and I just ended up using that money to buy it. I just thought, what can I do that in the future that I can make money from? And I just kind of just bought decks.
Oh, you just started from the decks?
Yeah, literally. So I just started and it just went from there. It wasn't anyone who, maybe my brethren around me at the time, they were MCing and that, and they was like, yeah, like we need a DJ.
Oh, just
but
so why not?
Other than that, I wouldn't say it was any one person I thought, yeah, I want to be like them or anything like that. It wasn't. No,
so you're from around there? You're from East or?
Nah, not at all. But I used to be in East all the time, like every day, especially where we are now. This little hub bit here, like Bow Road, Roman, Devons, like used to be around here every day without fail. So,
Are you a vegan?
I am indeed.
So how's that journey going? Because that's a bit different, mate.
It's not as hard as people think. Like in the beginning, it was kind of, it was mad difficult because obviously you got to know what to cook. Then you got to like when you're out, like I didn't know what am I gonna get to eat? But now, like if I'm out, I could go somewhere and know how to make myself a vegan meal from whatever they've got.
It's not even meat though. It's not meat. Corn. What is it called?
Nah, corn's not even thingy. A lot of corn's not even vegan.
Oh, that's veggie, isn't it?
Yeah, because a lot of it's got egg and milk and stuff in there. Yeah. Unless it says corn vegan, then you know. A lot of people look at corn and think, oh, it's meat free, but it's not vegan stuff.
I could jump on the pescatarian things. Is it called pescatarian?
Yeah, just the fish.
Just the fish.
Try the new one, flexitarian.
What's that?
That's like people they live a 90% plant-based diet. So they just pick and choose when they want to eat meat.
Man said, so they can pick and choose they want to eat meat?
Yeah. It's about majority of them will only have it maybe like once a week.
Okay.
So it's like a 90%.
90% thing. Okay, I see you're a fever man as well, boy. You love your little fever,
yeah.
I see you dealing with everyone online. Is it online or you just...
No, it's always online, yeah. Smoking people, it's just normal.
Just for fun, yeah?
Yeah, it's just normal. I'm a Chelsea guy.
Yeah,
you sound like an Arsenal fan.
Nah, I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. We got Madrid tonight.
Yeah, man, you lot are godders.
We got Madrid
tonight. This is the best decline I've seen in a long time.
Boy, we got Madrid tonight and we're known for it. You know what I mean?
What are you thinking to pull through?
Yeah, we dealt with Barcelona the same thing, same energy. We dealt with all
Van
these big
Dijk
clubs,
and that was about, I might agree, but the way you lot are not playing the best.
I don't even know. I think Klopp needs to go.
You reckon?
Yeah, he needs to go. Klopp needs to go, man. I feel like he could go with his head up.
No, and then who are you going to get in?
I don't know, man. I'll take Mourinho or someone. Steven Gerrard. Stevie G, mate.
One bad season, you're telling man to get out.
He's a go, mate. I'll take Stevie G, mate.
This is what I'm saying. There's no loyalty.
I'll take a Stevie G, mate, from Rangers, mate. Take him.
Nah, I think Steven's doing the right thing. He needs to stay another couple years and then come back for the Liverpool.
No, I would take him. But what was I going to say? So what's your worst set you've played at?
What's my worst set?
Yeah.
Oh, there was a period of, I'd say it was 2014 to maybe 16. I think that period was when I first started playing the stuff that everyone's playing now. Is when I started playing that. I was playing it then, and it was every set was hard. Every set was difficult.
What do you mean though? In what sense?
Because everyone wanted to hear
that stuff, the bait stuff. What
everyone's basically playing now on the lives. But that was what was popping at that time. And obviously I'm playing the tech stuff. So it's like I'm coming on, I'm playing that music. Only the real heads knew, okay, this is proper music that he's playing. So every set was kind of like a dive, almost like raw. In myself, I know I'm playing good music, but in the vibe of the rave, I know in myself, like as a DJ, you know when you've got the crowd, you can feel it. And I know in myself, this isn't it. So what I had to do was
trust in it.
Nah, I stayed true to the music. I stayed true. So I was getting the later sets because obviously I'm playing darker music. So I'm playing late, which is like my set time usually is like 4 to 5,
That's late,
4:30 to 6. Yeah, so I'm always kind of closing. So, but at that time it was like, okay, how am I gonna get through this? So, kind of just put the price up, played at the more places that kind of just suited my style more.
Yeah.
That people that knew about
That kind of music.
Yeah, and just kept it moving. And then now all those people that would come up to me that were saying, you know, oh, your music, man, I don't know. They're all saying like, yeah, man,
Banging now, innit?
that was
Proper.
the truth. So it kind of
so,
worked itself out.
What was I going to say? Sorry to cut you. So Abode. Obviously, there's a lot of like, you know, there's always a lot of backlash with Abode. Just, you know, like, did you get any backlash when you played for Abode afterwards? Was there any like anyone saying anything like, how could you play for them? You know how it goes. Obviously, there's a stigma.
No.
People are just saying, I don't know if it's Abode or 338 itself. Or obviously, I'm not trying to throw anything under the bus or whatever. But obviously, some people's like they've played for them before and whatever, and they've got a bit of backlash afterwards.
Well, to be fair, that same set I was talking about, that 11 o'clock set, they was in there as well, and then that's how I ended up playing.
Okay.
That's how I ended up. The set was so fiery that at that time, he came up to me within, I think it was the next week, and was like, yeah, we need you to play.
Come over, yeah.
Yeah, but no, because obviously in regards to our scene, I'm probably the only one that flirts with the other side.
Which I know,
of
which
things.
I've seen, yeah.
But that's
yeah.
because of the music
That you
and
play.
the production, yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I'm kind of in a place where I can play on that side,
And
play on that side, and it's all good. But no, I didn't get any negative feedback at all. They kind of put it down themselves and said it's probably one of the best sets they've had in 338 themselves. So when they did their montage from when they came back after the fire, they put like a video of all the best sets. So all the footage you see is their best moments, and they put mine in there as well.
Okay.
So that was kind of like, as much as the owner of 338, yeah, we don't really see eye to eye.
Okay, yeah, he's not easy, you know. I know for a fact.
But yeah, he's still done that. So that's why it's technical with me in 338. It isn't because not playing there. It's more to do with behind the scenes politics of that little situation that we had going, stemming back to 2013.
Yeah.
So, because obviously that's where that was our home at first.
Yeah. What was the name before? I said it was called something.
It was House and Terrace.
That's it, House and Terrace.
And some people know it as That Club.
Oh, That Club, yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. Is that
Yeah.
that?
So it stems from there why Audio Horror's not in there, not because, anything else.
Anything else, yeah. Okay. So why don't you do lives? You don't do a lot of lives. Don't you believe in that
To
philosophy?
be honest,
no?
I'd rather just be out there making money.
I know.
Yeah, and I just find them. I can't lie. I've done a few of them. They're cool, but I just find like I've never been a person who likes doing radio. Like I've done radio. Like back in the Grand Day, I'd done radio. Maybe like I might do 3 sessions of 2 hours a day, 4 or 5 days a week, every day. That was me. Different radio stations. So I've done my shift on doing radio, and I kind of see live as radio. And I just like the people that lock into the lives. It's not that locking in to hear real music. They want to hear the same old sing-alongs, and I just find it boring.
I think
for me personally.
Yeah. A lot of people do like see Fridays and Saturdays. On my one, I've got about 10 different lives. But obviously, for what I do, I need to know what's going on anyway. So I literally give like every live 15 minutes. But you see the people like I usually talk to the most, like for example ARs and all of that. Yeah. I don't really need to go into their lives like that because I know what they're doing and I know what they're capable of and I know what they're going to push. So like, I literally just I'll go into people who I ain't really heard of and I'll try to give them like a 20 or 15, you know what I mean? But
okay,
it's practicing. Isn't it?
So how do you, as a let's say for instance you're listening and you're DJing, because as a DJ listens in a different way. So for me, I want to hear new music. I don't want to hear, it's the same as someone giving me a CD. If I'm going to hear the same music over and over in a different playlist,
No, no, fair enough.
I just think it's for me it's just boring.
No, it's currently my mind state is like I've gone over to the piano. You know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm currently in that little mind space. So it's like on our side, the tech and everything else, I kind of know who I'm listening to and what they're doing. So in that world at the moment, I'm new. So it's like I'm kind of excited, innit? 'Cause I'm bumping up across bare different DJs ain't heard of. So it's like I'm in that
so it's
world.
fresh.
Yeah, so it's fresh. So everything I'm hearing is new. Every single DJ I'm hearing who does soulful or whatever, or tribal soulful and piano, whatever, it's near enough fresh to me, which is a good thing. So it's like,
but there's nothing better than hearing fresh music. Like, this is how I kind of look at it. Every DJ that you listen to, they're gonna have, I don't know, 5 tunes that you think, wow, what's this tune? And that's what I want to hear. I want to hear those tunes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So when you're listening to those new DJs, you're going to hear, wow, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I get why you want to lock in and be tapped into that.
And it's them sounds, I wish I knew about it earlier or sooner, because I'm kind of really intrigued in that South African jazzy. It's like South African jazzy-ish / loungy music, and it's just like, it's amazing. You know
I think it's always kind of been there. I feel like the way Afro was before, it's been reinvigorated. And for Afro and soulful, for me, always kind of felt like you're waiting for that lift. But now I feel like a lot of the tunes have that sort of, okay, it's amped.
Amped, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Definitely. So I feel like that's where the people are like, okay, I can get with this. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. So do you play that music as well? You play everything house or?
Nah.
Oh, no, so you don't go over that far?
No, it's not me. I just, like a lot, how can I put it? Some people feel like they have to be involved in something. I don't need to be involved in it to respect it and to enjoy it. I can just look at it and respect it for what it is. Like, if you're good at something, let's say, for instance, we were rappers, let's say, for instance, you see drills popping. If that's not me, you might flirt with it, do the odd tune to show like, okay, you're with it, but it's not me, it's not my thing. So you respect it for what it is and you let it grow in its organic way. Yeah. You don't always have to be like...
Busy.
Yeah.
I thought being busy was a good thing, no?
It can be, but it has to be in the right ways. Busy within kind of what you kind of do. And like, people listening to this might think, okay, you're pigeonholing yourself, but I don't see it in that way. Like, sometimes you need to master your craft of if you haven't actually mastered what you're doing yourself,
where you going?
But you're going to try and go into something else. And then a lot of people, I'd say, that's kind of sewn up. That scene itself is more or less sewn up, more so than our thing. I think there's more room for growth in our thing than there is in that thing. Because I think Super and that, they've got that, I think they've got it sewn up.
Yeah. That's hard, no, man. That's hard. They've got it on lock.
Yeah. So I feel like they've got that one sewn up. And it's not because they've got it sewn up. Like Super and that, they've been pushing that thing
for years.
For ages. And they got tight-knit circle. I feel like that's the main thing. Like, within their circle. Yeah, in their circle, they all push each other and they all help each other. And I feel like in our thing, everyone kind of just...
It's sad. See, like, I put my head down. Why is there such a disconnect? I want to ask you, is it because of ego? Is it because people are hating? Is it because no, I don't want to see any other person eat? Like, what's your take on that? Because there's a big disconnect in the house scene, yeah, from what I've seen. I've interviewed a lot of DJs. I've speak to a lot of DJs. And there's
what are you talking about? Are you talking about, let's say, the Jamie Jones part? Are you talking about our part? You're talking about Super and that? Or are you talking about
our part?
Okay.
I think there's a big disconnect. I think it's...
I would say it's there's definitely a ego thing in there to a degree.
It's understandable though. Everywhere's an ego. Every situation is an ego.
I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with it. Like, obviously everyone has an ego if you went into the psychology side of it, yes, we all have egos to a degree, how we see ourselves, how people perceive us, blah, blah, blah. But in regards to the music, why have they got ego? What really have they achieved? What is the reason for this ego that they've got ego about something that's not there? That's how I kind of see it.
It's like, I'm not going to talk on for certain DJs, but I'm going to say it's like a lot of people, how can I even word it? It's putting people through. A lot of people don't put people through. I think a lot of people, they think a lot of people book your own people. You don't book no one else. You don't try and bring no one in. Not you yourself, but...
Okay, so let's go back to... That's kind of the gatekeeper thing, what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely a gatekeeper thing. You only book... Like I said, I'm not a DJ, innit? So I'm speaking on people who I've spoken to in general, whatever, and it's like... There's a lot of people coming through, mad, yeah? There's a lot of people coming through, yeah? And from what I've seen... Like I said, I'm not a DJ. I feel like I could talk now about the scene, you know what I mean? And it's like... Everyone's just booking the same people on every joint.
All right.
Yeah? You know what I'm saying? It's not that you're agreeing with me. Everyone's booking the same people on every joint from what I've seen. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a DJ, so I don't... Not that I don't care, because I'm going to come to all of them anyway, regardless. And you know what I mean? I'm going to spend money. But from what I've seen, everyone's just booking the same people in each rave. What's your take on that? Because I think that's not fair.
Okay. This is where we are. What you kind of said earlier, you said, if I book you, then you're through the door. Basically, I keep my ear to the floor with all what's going on. For me, most of the time, I feel like they haven't done enough. Their buzz isn't enough. Once you've got a buzz, I'll put you on. It's not a problem. But you need to have that buzz, or you have to have that X factor where I think, okay, cool, something's going on. But you've got to have that buzz. So when I first came through in 2012, I reckon I done 200,000 to 300,000 CDs. That's the work rate you kind of got to be at. So that means if you was listening to house in London, guaranteed 90% of people that listen to house was listening or playing one of my CDs.
Yeah, no,
so
it's
that's the kind of work rate. Shannon kind of done the same thing.
Facts.
But I got that work rate from Prempe, because Prempe used to bang out the CDs.
Yeah, he did, didn't
so
he?
I just thought, okay, cool, that works. Just have loads. And I just used to, because I couldn't afford it personally myself. I didn't have much money.
Yeah.
So I just used to go to promoters, ask them, do you need a mixed CD? They'd be like, yeah. And then when the buzz started coming, they were hollering at me, oh, can you do a CD for me? And I just used to bang out a CD all the time. I was just constantly looking for new music, and every CD was different. Do you know what I mean? Then I'll do downloads. That was the BB days. So just put them up on BB.
BB, yeah.
Then people were banging them out. It's not like now with iPhone where you can't really, unless you got an app like SoundCloud or whatever, then yeah. So, but them days it was like that. So I just think people just need to put the buzz, get the buzz on themselves more. Just work hard, show that you've got a following, and then you can come through. Like I don't. For me, I'm confident in my own space. Like a lot of DJs, they feel nervous in the fact of, okay, if I put this person on, it could impact on themselves. Where I could care less.
Yeah, because you're doing your own work, innit?
Yeah, so I could care less if they come in, because there's enough, for me, there's more than enough room. As long as you're consistent, doing your thing. But in regards to the disconnect, I speak to Stephen about it all the time. He feels that in another, when the DJs get to in their 30s, maybe mid-30s, then they'll be like, okay, let's unify. But at the moment, everyone's trying to be like, I need to get the shine, rather than combining. Like when the lockdown first started, the first lockdown last year, I said to a lot of the DJs, you know, like obviously I'm not the ringleader. I just said to them, this is what I think we should do. Combined, work together, help each other, push each other, do different things, share each other's stuff. And everyone did it at first. And I said to Stephen, we'll see what happens after, because I knew it wouldn't be something that happened.
Yeah.
As soon as the lockdown lifted, Everyone just went back to
About the
being
business.
cutthroat. Oh, I'll do this on this day, blah, blah, blah. And that's how it went. So in the beginning, like I was trying to, I don't even want to touch on that too tough. But in the beginning, I was trying to figure out how can I branch out? How can I get to play out still, da-da-da-da-da. And it was only through someone kind of just brought me in, someone I didn't really know, and they helped me. And then obviously I just put it into position of, okay, the same systems that I'll do when I'm doing normal events.
Just the same system with that.
Yeah. And it flourished, and that's why I'd rather just make money than
do
do lives.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know that's how it's going down. You know what I mean? But there's been a lot of DJs since this lockdown. Yeah, I think I've stumbled across about at least 50 to 100 DJs, mate. Yeah, who I've never heard of in my life.
So who, in your eyes, who are the top 3 out of those?
Can I say being more buzzing? Can I say
the 3 doesn't have to be like, the 3 could be both number 1. They could all 3 be number 1 spot. They don't need to be like 3rd, 4th or whatever.
Can I quickly? So is it just coming out during that, or who's just been more buzzing since that?
Just however you see it in your opinion.
J-Bo.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna go. I think. Yeah, J-Bo's just J-Bo, but I think, he's buzzing. I think he's going to go very far.
J-Bo's different because he's been around for years, just as a raver. I've known him for years.
Yeah, so he's just got that energy already.
Yeah, so he's already knew everyone per se. And I say that to a lot of DJs as well. You kind of got to be in and around the scene and know people. Don't necessarily have to be, begging it or whatever, because J-Bo's never been that guy. He's just been a cool guy, comes to the rave, shows love, just has fun.
Yeah. Who else as well? I'm biased, So some questions you're going to ask me, I'm just going to be so biased about it. You know what I'm trying to say? Showtime.
Okay, Showtime's cool. He's cool people as well.
I think
a cool
it's
brother.
his energy as well that he puts off to me is what I really take as well. And I'm an energy man as well. But like I said, because I'm in that little piano world now.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of like
he's bubbling around,
doing things over. Yeah, he's bubbling around, isn't it?
Yeah, he definitely is.
I would say AR, but AR's been around for time. But I think his work ethic's been different for the last 2 years, maybe because he's gone his separate way as well. So I think he's got his own path that is going down.
Well, AR's kind of, for me, technically, he's one of the, I did say technicians, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
I said that was the first one I said. You've got technicians, yeah. So technically, he's definitely up there, and I feel like he's taken advantage of the lives and the lockdown situation, and it's worked for him. More power to him, man. Yeah, obviously, I've been on these lives a lot of times.
Yeah.
Then he tried to blame me for flopping the marathon. Obviously, I had to go home and sleep.
Yeah, no.
Because it was my turn to cover that shift.
Because even like I said, at the minute, that's who I'm dealing with at the minute. Yeah, that's who. Yeah, it's my 3 at the minute. You know what I mean, obviously, there's the U's, the Shens, whatever. But I feel like U's are in another, respectfully, in a gatekeep. I think these are a gate. To me, I think these are in. There's. I won't say hierarchy, but there's levels in it. We just have to be realistic with things, innit? You know what I mean, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing.
I don't see it as like beneath or higher in it or anything like that. But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. So I think, but this. I feel like if anyone asks me, I'm disrespecting other DJs because there's so many.
No, remember, it's your own personal preference, though. Your preference doesn't mean that something else is not good or whatever. That's what you prefer.
Yeah. Like I said, there's a lot more, but at the minute, that's what I keep seeing. Not just all I keep seeing pop up on my timeline is like J-Bo. Everything I'm seeing at the minute, I'm seeing J-Bo.
Yeah, he's doing his thing, man.
Every flyer, we talk all the time, you know what I mean? Like everything I'm seeing, obviously AR's popping up on my stuff as well. We talk as well all the time, you know what I mean? Popping. Showtime, me and Showtime, we're kind of close now as well. So it's like, I'm pushing him no matter what, you know what I mean? But I'm biased. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just honest, innit? But like I said, there's so many. But at the minute, that's what I'm dealing with at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Even Kyrie fix, like we're
Kai's a proper bless as well.
I'm pushing his movement as well. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm behind a lot of people at the moment. Do you know what I mean? It just has to make sense for me. That's all. If it doesn't make sense for me, then it's like I'm cutthroat, innit? It's either or. So if you're shit to me, you're shit. There's no way back. You know what I mean? If you're good, you're good.
So what are you saying? First impressions?
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, 100%. I'm biased to the max. Like I said, you're shit. You're good. Like you can't. There's no way back. Even if I've been forced to listen to you. Yeah, it's like nah.
Oh wow.
No, but everyone's different though, isn't it? Like you said,
people improve and people change, though.
Yeah, no, definitely, but nah.
So, what's your impression of what grabs you as a DJ?
It's energy. I think, like you said, different music. You need to make me feel good though. I work off like if I start my day, and I listen to your music, and it could change my mood. That's good music to me.
Okay, I'm feeling that. If
I'm pissed off, put on a mix, and it's like it's changed my mood. That's good music to me. It's a spiritual thing. You know what I mean? Like I need to be driving. Look, I drive every day. You know what I mean? I drive and I
know what you're gonna say as well.
You know what I mean? So it needs to do stuff to me.
Make you start driving aggressive.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it needs to. If I ain't doing a little
that
snap or nothing,
DMX driving,
yeah. If it ain't doing nothing, if it ain't doing nothing, RIP DMX. You know what I mean? If it ain't doing nothing to me, that's not good for me. I know it might sound harsh. But if I'm driving, I drive every day, and if it's not doing nothing to me, then that's not good music to me. It's not. Okay. It hasn't hit nothing.
So that's your A&R style, yeah.
It hasn't hit.
You put it on
moods,
and it's
moods, bro.
It's vibes in, all moods. Or is it just?
It's all moods.
Just driving on a.
And the thing is, like when I'm driving alone, it's like you're in a different element in life. It's a different whole element. That little hour, me, like where you're going far. That little thingy, you're in a whole different world. You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
So it's
Pardon me.
If it's not making something happen to me, I know it might sound funny, but trust me, and that's a
I'm with you.
I get it.
No, I totally get where you're coming from.
And if it ain't doing that, and I've listened to a lot of shit, and it hasn't even. Do you know what I mean? It hasn't done nothing. So
I'm with you.
That's how I judge you. I know it might sound a bit harsh, but that's the world we live in, isn't it? We live in a harsh world, isn't it? You know what I mean?
No, I'm with you.
You have to be unique, like you said. You have to have your own lane. It's a lot of things you need to do to catch my eye.
That own lane thing is, I think that's crucial in regards to, like, as a DJ. Like, for me, every DJ that I kind of look at and I think, okay, respect, they all have things that represent them. So let's say, for instance, I hear a tune and I could say this is a AR tune, or this is a hitty tune, or Jack and Danny would play this tune, or S or Shannon or whatever. If you don't have that sort of style where people can hear a tune and think this DJ would play that, then you don't have that identity. And that's what I look for when I'm listening to DJs.
Your own sound.
Do you have an identity to your style, or are you just trying to copy what's already there? So saying to people be original, it sounds so cliche, but it is what it is. I reckon just be original. Don't try and play what you think you want to hit, others want to hear. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, but you need to play what people need to hear, no?
No, you got to play what people want to hear, but they have to, what you play what you want to play, but that's what people want to hear. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you could be playing brand new music that you've not heard one of those tunes, but when you hear every one of those tunes, you think, "Rah, what's this tune? What's this tune?" And there isn't many DJs. I've listened to a few DJs and a few sets, and I thought, "Rah, maybe I need to allow this DJ."
Yeah. So who have you been listening to lately then? Who's your last DJ you've been listening to? Your last mix?
Some unknown guy on YouTube.
Proper?
Yeah, just some classical mix I found randomly. I was doing some work online, and I just thought, I burned it, put it in the car. Just been banging it.
And what, proper?
That's it. Yeah, it's old school stuff, but there's a lot of different samples in there. So that's obviously once I get back on the buttons, I'll be like, okay, that sample.
Okay.
And go from there. So that's why a lot of the time I might listen to old, just random music, just for ideas.
Right, okay. So even I see you do that. What was that set? Was it outside? I see you on the some.
Oh, that was by near my house.
What was
remote session. So
okay.
What's his name? Jawsy. He asked me, he's starting up a new thing, like a boiler room type thing. Can I would I do it for him? And I just said, cool, I'll do it.
Yeah, probably it's different.
That was a hard day as well, because he made me have to do that mix twice.
Oh, I mean, twice.
Yeah, and obviously I don't plan the mix, so there was I just made up as I went along.
Yeah.
So obviously when he's ended the mix and then it's not recorded, I'm like, rah, it's freezing cold, by the way, out there.
Yeah, look, it's cold.
Yeah, freezing cold. So I've had to do the mix twice, but it was all right.
Yeah, no, that's proper. I watched that as well.
Yeah, it was all right.
You know what I'm saying, man? You've done a lot of work, man. You've done a lot of work over the years, man. You're going to hang up your boots yet? No?
Nah.
Still going to get this money?
Well, of course. It's all about the paper, innit? So, yeah. No, but I still love it. As long as the environment is right, the music, like people are there that know good music. If you know good music, then yeah, the intimate vibes. Obviously, I like the big raves where a couple thousand people, but the intimate vibes, I don't think you can beat those vibes.
Okay.
Like, probably playing 2AD when I first was coming through, getting a bit of a buzz. That was after party, 100 people. And the vibe in there was, they was paying me £80 and I was playing like 2-3 hours.
Yeah, or 80, you come a long way.
But the vibe in there was mad. I would have played for free. Only other vibe I can say is probably like Fridge, early days, Persona.
Fridge,
Yeah, Scholar T, JJ. They know what I'm talking about when it comes to like the vibe in there. Like, obviously Cold Steps used to be there every week. And it was mad. The vibe in there was...
It's crazy.
Next level.
So what's your rates now? Is it mad? $5 bills, $5 a session, grand a session.
You know it goes.
Yeah, no, you're about your money, man. No, you don't play games, man. So, but look, man, appreciate it. You know what I mean? A good chat.
It's all love, man.
We definitely need a part 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you're ready, man.
Yeah, man. I'm growing at the moment, but look, a privilege. Obviously, to me, like you're a big DJ. You know what I mean? So for you to give me a chance, for you to give me a chance,
mate,
and coming down. You know what I mean?
When there was a few moments that I remember from just airing people, and I think I would say it was Lethal B when he made Pow. He done my special for me. I thought, wow, this tune is anything. And Pow's still going strong to this day.
Yeah.
Trim, kind of aired him in the beginning. So now I just think it's not always about how they are in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, you never know what someone can be.
Yeah.
And people remember those little moments in the beginning more so than anything. So really and truly, it cost me a little bit of my time.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's like, I was definitely, I was in my feelings a bit. I was like, oh, come on, man.
You thought I was airing it?
Yeah, because I was thinking, fuck the podcast, innit? Or whatever, innit? You know what I mean? And I thought, you know what? Cool. I'm just going to put in work. Because sometimes you need to see stuff to believe in stuff, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people talk, you know? You know what I mean? And I've trust me, I've messaged, when I had nothing, I was messaging everyone before I had anything. Like, yeah, I've got this. They're like, cool, we will see. You know what I mean? Cool. So I thought, don't worry anyway, because, you know what I mean? I'm just brewing, you know what I mean? So it's like, I could speak to anyone now. I know it might sound big-headed or whatever, but you see now, like the energy before, like, now I could speak to, like, nearly anyone in the scene, yeah? Mm-hmm. And they're responding to me. Before no one was responding to me. But that's the work, because they're seeing the work, innit?
But at least now you can say to yourself, you know what? You can see progress, and you can say 100%. To yourself, okay, I've moved from one step
to another step. Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's all good, man. Just keep doing what you're doing.
That's the plan, man.
And hopefully it can, because at the end of the day, it's pushing the music.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So we all love the music. So
it's just for the scene.
As much as I'm about money and stuff, but I love music. So I'm a music man. So
yeah,
As long as it's pushing the music in a positive way.
Yeah, always.
I'm all for it. Positive vibes.
Always positive because, like I said, I want to have DJs no one don't even know about it here as well. You know what I mean? It's for This is for everything and everyone, innit? Once it's to do with the scene, I'm gonna have like the shufflers here. You get me? My guy over there as well, Cass. You get me? I want to have him on there as well. Quickly, the shufflers. You get me? Man, got the shufflers.
I think he was on the thing dancing as well.
Yeah. So like, that's my good friend. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have every aspect, even if people hand out flyers here, you get me? Everything, bro. Like
just keep doing what you're doing. As long as you keep the consistency.
That's what it is.
And you see the thing progressing. I don't think I have a problem. Just hit me up. Any raves you want to go to?
Yeah, man.
It's cool, man. Once you're in the scene, and I feel like you're part of it. I'm not trying to make any. You just come through and do your thing.
Yeah,
you
man.
know
Love
I mean?
for that. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm trying, but look, love for coming down, brother.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully part 2, like I said.
Yeah, just shout me.
All right, brother.
And then hopefully we'll have more little gems to discuss.
All right, bro. Cool. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.